Random. Haphazard. Lacking any clear plan or order. The books were arranged in a haphazard way, making it hard to find anything. The city grew in a haphazard manner, without much planning or structure. His haphazard preparation for the exam showed in his poor performance. Best. Optimal. The best or most effective. Early morning is the optimal time for jogging in this hot climate. The system was adjusted to ensure optimal performance during peak hours. For optimal results, the software must be updated regularly. Tiny. Minuscule. Very small in size or amount. The error was so minuscule that most people wouldn't even notice it. They found only a minuscule amount of evidence at the crime scene. Compared to last year's profits, the increase this year was minuscule. Many. Myriad. A countless or very large number. The night sky was filled with a myriad of stars twinkling above. The Internet offers a myriad of resources for language learners. She has faced a myriad of challenges but remains determined to succeed. Plan. Strategy. A plan of action to achieve something. The company developed a new strategy to enter international markets. Good strategy and teamwork helped the team win the competition. Without a clear strategy, the project quickly lost direction. Exactly. Precisely. Exactly and accurately. The meeting started precisely at 9 a.m., as planned. She described the process precisely, leaving no room for confusion. The machine must be calibrated precisely to produce accurate results. Assess. Evaluate. To carefully judge or assess. Teachers use tests to evaluate students' understanding of the subject. We need to evaluate all possible options before making a decision. The report was used to evaluate the effectiveness of the new policy. Protect. Shield. Something that protects. A good education can act as a shield against poverty. He used humor as a shield to hide his nervousness. Vaccines work as a shield to protect people from dangerous diseases. Enemy. Opponent. A person who fights or competes against someone. Her opponent in the debate was well prepared and confident. The tennis player defeated every opponent on her way to the final. In politics, a strong opponent can push you to improve your ideas. Anger. Wrath. Great anger. The film showed the wrath of nature through powerful storm scenes. He feared the wrath of his boss after arriving late again. The novel explores the wrath of a betrayed friend. Observe. Witness. A person who sees something happen. She was the only witness to the accident on the highway. During the trial, the witness gave clear and honest answers. He stood as a witness to history when the peace treaty was signed. Design. Blueprint. A detailed plan. The architect shared the blueprint for the new community center. A strong business plan is the blueprint for success. The government presented a blueprint for improving public education. Hope. Optimism. Hopefulness about the future. Despite the challenges, her optimism never faded. Optimism is essential when starting a new journey. His optimism helped the whole team stay motivated during the crisis. Achieve. Accomplish. To successfully complete something. She was proud to accomplish her dream of becoming a writer. We can accomplish great things when we work together. It took years of hard work to accomplish that level of skill. Solution. Resolution. A firm decision to do or not do something. Her resolution to improve her health led her to run every morning. He made a resolution to stop procrastinating and stick to his study schedule. New Year's resolutions often fade by February, but his stayed strong all year. Fully. Completely. Totally, fully. The room was completely silent after the announcement. She completely forgot about the meeting despite setting multiple reminders. He was completely honest during the interview, which impressed the panel. Easy. Effortless. Very easy, requiring little effort. Her performance was so graceful it looked effortless. He made solving the complex problem look effortless, though it took years of experience. Speaking English fluently felt effortless after years of daily practice. Perform. Execute. To carry out a plan or action. The team executed the marketing strategy flawlessly. It's important to plan carefully and then execute with precision. The chef executed each dish with such skill it impressed even the toughest critics. Use. Utilize. To make use of something effectively. You should utilize your strengths during a job interview. The company plans to utilize solar energy to reduce costs. She utilized every minute of the exam period to complete her essay. Perfect. Flawless. Perfect, without any mistakes. Her singing was flawless throughout the entire performance. The engineer's design was flawless and passed every test on the first try. His presentation was flawless, leaving the audience deeply impressed. Remarkable. Exceptional. Very special, better than average. She is an exceptional student who always goes beyond expectations. The hotel offers exceptional service that guests often praise. His ability to stay calm under pressure is truly exceptional. Too much. Excessive. Too much, more than is needed or reasonable. The report criticized the excessive use of plastic in packaging. Spending excessive hours on social media can affect your mental health. He was fined for excessive speeding in a residential area. Boring. Tedious. Long and boring. Copying hundreds of pages by hand was a tedious task. The process of collecting and cleaning the data was tedious but necessary. Many found the lecture tedious, although it covered important material. Definitely. Unquestionably. Without any doubt. She is unquestionably one of the most talented artists of her generation. His leadership has unquestionably improved the company's performance. That film is unquestionably a masterpiece of modern cinema. Probably. Presumably. Probably, something likely true but not certain. Presumably, the train was delayed because of the heavy rain. He is, presumably, the best candidate for the job based on his experience. Presumably, most guests will arrive after 7 p.m. Things. Objects. Things that you can see or touch. The museum displayed ancient objects found during the excavation. She arranged the objects on her desk in perfect symmetry. Some objects in space move at incredible speeds. Amazing. Remarkable. Very unusual or impressive. Her recovery from the illness was nothing short of remarkable. It's remarkable how quickly the technology has advanced in recent years. He made a remarkable impact on the lives of the students he mentored. Honestly. Sincerely. In a true and honest way. I sincerely appreciate all the support you've given me. She spoke so sincerely that everyone believed her apology. He sincerely hopes to be accepted into the university. Certainly. Undoubtedly. Without any question, definitely. She is undoubtedly the most experienced member of the team. This decision will undoubtedly benefit the community in the long run. The mountain is undoubtedly beautiful, especially at sunrise. Great. Outstanding. Extremely good or impressive. She received an award for her outstanding contribution to science. His writing is outstanding, with rich vocabulary and deep insight. The team put on an outstanding performance at the final match. Tired. Exhausted. Extremely tired. After hiking all day, we were completely exhausted. He looked exhausted after staying up all night to study. She was mentally and physically exhausted after the stressful week. Sad. Despondent. Feeling very sad or hopeless. After losing his job, he felt despondent about the future. She grew despondent when her efforts went unnoticed. He looked despondent, staring out the window in silence. Hot. Scorching. Extremely hot. The desert heat was scorching during the afternoon. We avoided going outside because of the scorching sun. The players struggled in the scorching temperatures on the field. Clean. Pristine. Perfectly clean or in original condition. The beach remained pristine, untouched by tourism. She wore a pristine white dress without a single wrinkle. The book was in pristine condition, as if it had never been read. Fast. Rapid. Happening very quickly. The company saw a rapid growth after launching the new app. Advances in technology have led to rapid changes in communication. His rapid response prevented a serious accident. Slow. Sluggish. Moving slowly or without energy. Traffic was sluggish due to the heavy rain. He felt sluggish after eating too much at lunch. The economy remained sluggish despite government efforts. Kind. Compassionate. Showing deep care and concern for others. The nurse was kind and compassionate to her patients. A compassionate teacher can change a student's life. He gave a compassionate speech about helping the less fortunate. Gloomy. Melancholic. Feeling sad or quietly thoughtful. The film had a melancholic ending that stayed with viewers long after. She listened to melancholic music on rainy days. His writing always carries a melancholic tone, full of emotion. Engaging. Captivating. Very interesting or attractive. Her speech was so captivating that everyone stayed silent until the end. The view from the top of the mountain was absolutely captivating. He has a captivating way of telling stories that keeps the audience engaged. Think. Contemplate. To think deeply about something. She sat by the river to contemplate her future. Before making a decision, he needed time to contemplate all the options. I often contemplate how technology is shaping the way we live. Incredible. Astonishing. Very surprising or amazing. Her memory is so astonishing that she can recall every detail from childhood. The results of the experiment were astonishing and challenged previous theories. It's astonishing how quickly children can learn new languages. Clearly. Evidently. Clearly or obviously. He was evidently nervous before his speech, despite his calm appearance. The roads were wet, evidently due to the early morning rain. She is evidently passionate about animal welfare based on her career choice. Thus. Therefore. For that reason, as a result. He didn't study for the test, therefore he failed. The factory is not following safety rules, therefore it must be shut down temporarily. She met all the requirements, therefore she was offered the job immediately. Undeniable. Unquestionable. Certain, not open to doubt. His dedication to the cause is unquestionable. The success of the project is due to the team's unquestionable skill. The athlete's talent is unquestionable, even among critics. However. Nevertheless. In spite of that, however. The journey was long and tiring, nevertheless, it was worth every moment. He knew the risks, nevertheless he chose to continue. It was raining heavily, nevertheless, the match went on as scheduled. Own. Possess. To have or own something. She possesses a natural talent for painting that can't be taught. The building possesses great historical value. You must possess a valid visa to enter the country. Old. Antiquated. Old and no longer useful. The museum is filled with antiquated tools once used by farmers. Their methods of communication are completely antiquated in today's digital age. Some argue that traditional teaching styles are becoming antiquated. Significant. Substantial. Large or important in amount or size. The company made a substantial profit in its first year of operation. She received a substantial scholarship to study abroad. There was substantial evidence to support the scientist's theory. Harmful. Detrimental. Causing harm or damage. Smoking is known to have a detrimental effect on health. Noise pollution can be detrimental to both humans and wildlife. Poor nutrition is detrimental to a child's development. Helpful. Beneficial. Good or helpful. Regular exercise is beneficial for mental and physical health. Learning a second language is beneficial for cognitive development. Volunteering can be beneficial for building real-world skills. Nice. Pleasant. Enjoyable or nice. The weather was pleasant, with a gentle breeze and clear skies. It was a pleasant surprise to see an old friend at the event. She always maintains a pleasant attitude, even under stress. Precisely. Exactly. In a precise or accurate way. The meeting started exactly at 10 a.m. as scheduled. That's exactly what I was trying to explain. The sculpture looked exactly like the original photo. Change. Modify. To change something slightly. You can modify the design to fit your needs. The teacher asked him to modify his essay before submitting it. The software allows users to modify the settings easily. End. Terminate. To bring something to an end. The company had to terminate several contracts due to budget cuts. His visa was terminated after he failed to renew it. They decided to terminate the project after several setbacks. Huge. Colossal. Extremely large. The storm caused a colossal amount of damage across the region. The museum featured a colossal statue from ancient times. Building the skyscraper was a colossal achievement in engineering. Partly. Somewhat. A little, to a small degree. The movie was somewhat interesting, but not as good as I expected. He was somewhat hesitant to share his opinion during the meeting. The weather was somewhat cooler in the evening. Okay. Acceptable. Good enough, okay or allowed. The food was not amazing but still acceptable. Her explanation was acceptable under the circumstances. Wearing jeans is acceptable in this casual restaurant. Extraordinary. Phenomenal. Very impressive or extraordinary. The athlete gave a phenomenal performance in the final. She made phenomenal progress in just a few weeks of training. The view from the mountain top was absolutely phenomenal. Apparently. Seemingly. Appearing to be something, even if it's not true. He was seemingly calm, but deep down he was very nervous. The project was seemingly successful, though it had many hidden problems. She was seemingly uninterested, but later asked thoughtful questions. Massive. Enormous. Very large. The library has an enormous collection of rare books. The earthquake caused enormous damage throughout the city. She felt an enormous sense of relief after hearing the good news. Funny. Humorous. Funny or amusing. His speech was both informative and humorous. She always finds a humorous way to make people smile. The book is filled with humorous stories from the author's life. Unbelievable. Incredible. Extremely good or hard to believe. He told an incredible story about surviving in the jungle for a week. The team achieved incredible results in just 1 month. The concert was an incredible experience I'll never forget. Supplies. Materials. Things used to make or do something. The teacher handed out materials for the science experiment. Builders need strong materials to make the bridge safe. The artist used recycled materials to create the sculpture. Sincere. Earnest. Serious and sincere. She gave an earnest effort to learn the new skill. His voice had an earnest tone that showed his true feelings. The student asked an earnest question about the topic. Seriously. Earnestly. In a serious and honest way. He spoke earnestly about the importance of education. She earnestly hoped her friend would recover soon. They earnestly discussed solutions to the growing environmental problem. Currently. As it stands. The current situation or condition. As it stands, the proposal lacks enough detail for approval. The law, as it stands, fails to protect vulnerable communities. As it stands, we have no choice but to delay the project. Instantly. Immediately. Without delay, right away. She called the ambulance immediately after the accident. The company responded immediately to the customer complaint. He accepted the offer immediately, without hesitation. Model. Paradigm. A typical model or example. The Internet has changed the business paradigm for marketing. Her research introduced a new paradigm for understanding child development. The discovery marked a major shift in the scientific paradigm. Unquestionably. Indisputably. Clearly true, cannot be argued against. She is indisputably the most qualified candidate for the role. Climate change is indisputably one of the biggest challenges we face. His talent is indisputably world-class. Meaningful. Resonant. Deeply meaningful or emotionally powerful. Her speech was resonant and left the audience in silence. The story's themes are still resonant in today's world. The music had a resonant quality that stayed with listeners long after. Job. Occupation. A job or way of earning money. Teaching is a respected occupation in many cultures. His occupation as a firefighter requires great courage. She entered a new occupation after graduating from university. Story. Fiction. Stories that are made up, not based on real events. He prefers reading historical fiction to non-fiction. That explanation sounds like complete fiction to me. The novel blends science fiction with deep philosophical ideas. Weak. Feeble. Very weak, lacking strength or power. His voice sounded feeble after days of illness. The team's feeble effort led to their early elimination from the tournament. The light was too feeble to see anything clearly. Quirky. Eccentric. Strange or unusual in behavior or appearance. He's known for his eccentric fashion and unusual habits. The artist lived an eccentric life in a house made of glass bottles. Her eccentric views made the discussion lively and unpredictable. Personally. As I see it. In my opinion. As I see it, the policy needs more public input before being finalized. As I see it, both sides have valid points in the debate. As I see it, success depends more on consistency than talent. Dull. Monotonous. Boring because it's the same again and again. The job became monotonous after several months of repetitive tasks. His speech was so monotonous that the audience began to lose interest. Daily life in the village was quiet but somewhat monotonous. Extended. Prolonged. Continuing for a long time, especially more than usual. The country faced prolonged drought conditions this year. After a prolonged silence, she finally spoke about her feelings. The workers went on a prolonged strike demanding better conditions. Brief. Concise. short and clear. Her report was concise and easy to understand. Try to give a concise answer during the interview. The teacher praised his concise writing style. Tight. Constricted. Tight or narrowed. The patient's airway was constricted, making it hard to breathe. He felt emotionally constricted by the strict rules of his upbringing. Traffic was slow due to the constricted road. Beautiful. Exquisite. Extremely beautiful or delicate. She wore an exquisite necklace made of rare gems. The painting is full of exquisite detail. We enjoyed an exquisite meal at the new French restaurant. Ugly. Grotesque. Ugly in a strange or unnatural way. The sculpture had a grotesque appearance that disturbed some viewers. The film's monster had a grotesque face that haunted my dreams. His behavior became grotesque after drinking too much. Colorful. Vivid. Clear and full of life. I have a vivid memory of our trip to the mountains. The book's vivid descriptions made the scenes come alive. Her vivid imagination helped her become a great storyteller. Wise. Sagacious. Wise and thoughtful. The elderly professor was known for his sagacious advice. A sagacious leader listens before making decisions. She made a sagacious choice by saving money instead of spending it all. Creative. Innovative. Using new and creative ideas. The company launched an innovative app for language learning. His innovative solution saved the team a lot of time and effort. Innovative thinking is essential for progress in science. Lazy. Indolent. Lazy or not wanting to work. His indolent attitude led to poor performance at school. She became indolent during the holidays and avoided all chores. The heat made everyone feel sluggish and indolent. Energetic. Vigorous. Strong, energetic, and full of effort. The athlete followed a vigorous training schedule. He launched a vigorous campaign to promote clean energy. The debate was vigorous, with both sides presenting strong points. Young. Juvenile. Young or childish. The suspect was a juvenile and treated under youth laws. His juvenile behavior embarrassed everyone at the formal event. The court takes a different approach to juvenile crime. Early. Premature. Happening before the right time. Her decision to quit was premature and based on emotion. The baby was born premature but is now healthy. Announcing the results now would be premature without full data. New. Novel. New and different. Her novel approach to solving the problem impressed the entire committee. The company introduced a novel product that transformed the market. He proposed a novel idea that challenged traditional thinking. Modern. Contemporary. Modern, happening now. The museum features contemporary art from around the world. Contemporary society faces challenges that require global cooperation. Her style is contemporary, blending simplicity with bold color. Ancient. Archaic. Very old and not used anymore. The law is considered archaic and no longer reflects modern values. He used an archaic expression that confused younger listeners. The technology is now archaic and has been replaced with more efficient systems. Inflexible. Rigid. Strict, not flexible. The school's rigid rules made it hard for students to express creativity. Her views on the topic were rigid and left no room for discussion. A rigid schedule can be difficult to follow in a creative environment. Famous. Renowned. Famous and well respected. She is a renowned scientist in the field of genetics. The city is renowned for its historic architecture and rich culture. He gave a lecture at a renowned international university. Traditional. Conventional. Usual, traditional. Their conventional methods were effective but lacked innovation. She prefers conventional design over modern minimalism. In many cultures, conventional roles are slowly evolving. Explain. Elaborate. Complex and detailed. The architect presented an elaborate plan for the new library. She wore an elaborate gown embroidered with fine details. His explanation was so elaborate that it confused the audience. Fall. Plummet. To fall quickly and suddenly. Housing prices plummeted after the economic crisis. His confidence plummeted after receiving negative feedback. Temperatures plummeted during the unexpected snowstorm. Imagine. Envision. To imagine something in the future. She envisions a world powered entirely by clean energy. He could clearly envision himself living abroad and working in education. The designer envisioned a building that blended with nature. Win. Triumph. A great success or victory. Winning the gold medal was a personal triumph for the athlete. The project's success was a triumph of teamwork and dedication. Despite the odds, her speech ended in triumph and applause. Conquer. Overcome. To successfully deal with a problem. He managed to overcome his fear of public speaking. They had to overcome many challenges to launch the startup. She overcame self-doubt through persistence and hard work. Start. Initiate. To begin something important. The government initiated a new plan to improve education. The coach initiated a training program to boost performance. She initiated the conversation with a warm smile. Simple. Straightforward. Easy to understand or do. The instructions were straightforward and saved us a lot of time. She gave a straightforward answer during the interview. The process is surprisingly straightforward once you know the steps. Difficult. Challenging. Difficult in a way that tests you. Climbing the mountain was a challenging but rewarding experience. Writing an academic paper in a second language can be quite challenging. The project was challenging due to tight deadlines and limited resources. False. Erroneous. Wrong or mistaken. His conclusion was based on erroneous data. The report contained several erroneous assumptions. The scientist corrected the erroneous belief through new research. Face. Confront. To face something difficult or unpleasant. She had to confront her fear of public speaking. The leader confronted the issue directly and took immediate action. They confronted the reality of climate change with practical solutions. Steer. Maneuver. To move or act with skill or care. The pilot had to maneuver the aircraft through turbulent skies. He carefully maneuvered his way through the crowded hallway. She maneuvered the conversation away from politics. Guide. Navigate. To find your way or deal with something. It's difficult to navigate a new city without a map. He had to navigate complex legal procedures to complete the process. We learned how to navigate tough conversations at work. Move. Relocate. To move to a different place. The family decided to relocate to Canada for better opportunities. The company relocated its headquarters to a bigger city. She had to relocate after receiving a new job offer abroad. Generous. Benevolent. Kind and generous. He was known as a benevolent leader who cared deeply for his people. The charity was started by a group of benevolent individuals. She gave a benevolent smile to the child. Follower. Disciple. A follower or student of a great teacher. He was a loyal disciple of the famous philosopher. Many disciples gathered to hear the master speak. She studied under her mentor as a devoted disciple. Strong. Sturdy. Strong and not easily damaged. The table is made from sturdy wood and will last for years. He bought a sturdy backpack for hiking. The bridge was designed to be sturdy and resistant to earthquakes. Tough. Resilient. Able to recover quickly from difficulty. Children are often more resilient than we think. Her resilient attitude helped her succeed despite many failures. The ecosystem proved resilient after the forest fire. Significantly. Substantially. By a large or important amount. The cost of living has increased substantially over the past year. Her performance has improved substantially since the last review. The new policy will substantially reduce water waste. Completely. Thoroughly. Completely, in a detailed way. She thoroughly checked her essay for grammar mistakes. The house was thoroughly cleaned before guests arrived. He thoroughly enjoyed the performance from start to finish. Perfectly. Flawlessly. Without any mistakes. The dancers performed flawlessly during the final show. She completed the puzzle flawlessly in record time. The event was organized flawlessly and impressed all attendees. Agreement. Consent. Permission or agreement. The doctor needs your written consent before surgery. Without parental consent, the trip could not be approved. They gave their consent to use the images in the presentation. Hate. Abhor. To strongly hate something. She abhors cruelty towards animals in any form. Many citizens abhor corruption in government. He abhors violence and always chooses peaceful solutions. Ignore. Neglect. To fail to care for something. The building fell into ruin due to years of neglect. She was criticized for neglecting her responsibilities at work. Parents must not neglect their children's emotional needs. Follow. Adhere. To follow or stick to something. All employees must adhere to the company's safety rules. He always adheres to a strict study schedule. The team must adhere to the deadline to complete the project on time. Inspect. Examine. To look at something carefully. The doctor will examine you to find the cause of the pain. The report examines the impact of pollution on marine life. She examined the contract closely before signing. Strive. Endeavor. To try hard to do something. They endeavor to provide education to children in remote areas. He is constantly endeavoring to improve his writing skills. She endeavored to complete her degree while working full-time. Friend. Ally. A friend or partner in support. The two countries became allies during the conflict. Having an ally in the boardroom helped her present her ideas confidently. In difficult times, a true ally stands by your side. Enemy. Foe. An enemy or opponent. The two political foes debated intensely on live television. He defeated his longtime foe in the chess championship. Even his greatest foe respected his honesty and strength. Partner. Collaborator. Someone you work with closely. She was praised as a key collaborator on the research project. The film's success is due to the hard work of every collaborator involved. He is known as a brilliant collaborator who brings out the best in a team. Build. Construct. To build or create something. Engineers plan to construct a new bridge across the river. The school was constructed using eco-friendly materials. They constructed a strong argument based on scientific research. Forest. Woodland. An area covered with trees. The hikers spent the afternoon exploring the peaceful woodland. A variety of animals live in the dense woodland near the village. The woodland was protected as part of a national conservation effort. Lake. Reservoir. A large place to store water. The town depends on a nearby reservoir for its water supply. During the drought, the reservoir's water level dropped dramatically. The government built a new reservoir to ensure a stable water source. Joy. Ecstasy. A feeling of great happiness. She was in ecstasy when she received the scholarship. The crowd screamed in ecstasy as their team won the final match. He felt a moment of pure ecstasy as he crossed the finish line. Aged. Elderly. Old or aged. The elderly man shared stories of his youth with the children. Proper care should be provided to the elderly in every society. She volunteers at a center that supports elderly residents. Harsh. Severe. Very serious or extreme. The storm caused severe damage to homes across the region. He was taken to hospital with severe chest pain. The economy faces severe challenges due to inflation. Fat. Corpulent. Very overweight. The corpulent cat could barely fit through the door. A sedentary lifestyle often leads to a corpulent figure. The actor had to become corpulent for the role of the king. Growth. Expansion. The act of becoming larger. The company plans a major expansion into Asian markets. Urban expansion has affected local wildlife habitats. The expansion of the airport will create hundreds of new jobs. Force. Momentum. The force that keeps something moving. The project gained momentum after receiving government support. He lost momentum halfway through his speech due to technical issues. They used their early success to build momentum for the next phase. Plant. Vegetation. Plants in a particular area. The region has rich vegetation due to its tropical climate. The fire destroyed large areas of natural vegetation. Scientists are studying the effect of pollution on local vegetation. Thrive. Flourish. To grow or develop successfully. Startups often flourish in cities with strong tech support. The plants began to flourish after consistent rainfall. Her confidence flourished after she started public speaking. Hire. Recruit. To find and bring in people to join a group. The company plans to recruit 50 new employees this year. The Army recruited thousands of young volunteers during the campaign. Universities often recruit students at international fairs. Develop. Formulate. To develop or plan something carefully. Scientists must formulate clear hypotheses before conducting experiments. The government is working to formulate a new energy strategy. He formulated a strong argument to support his opinion. Structure. Composition. What something is made of. The composition of the soil affects how plants grow. She studied the chemical composition of the material. The symphony is a complex musical composition with emotional depth. Show. Exhibition. A public display of art or information. We visited an exhibition of modern photography at the gallery. The exhibition featured rare artifacts from ancient Egypt. Her artwork was selected for the international exhibition. Study. Analysis. Careful study of details. The analysis revealed important trends in consumer behavior. He conducted an in-depth analysis of the political system. Their analysis showed that the data had been misinterpreted. Greenery. Flora. The plants of a specific region. The tropical rainforest has the richest flora in the world. Scientists are cataloging the unique flora of the island. Pollution has damaged much of the local flora near the factory. Law. Legislation. A law or set of laws. The government passed new legislation to protect endangered species. Changes in labor legislation improved working conditions. The legislation bans smoking in public places. Crime. Offense. A crime or act that breaks a rule. Driving without a license is a serious offense. He apologized quickly to avoid giving further offense. Repeating the same offense can lead to harsher punishment. Accept. Embrace. To accept or welcome something willingly. More people are beginning to embrace renewable energy. She embraced the opportunity to study abroad. They embraced new technology to improve production. Curious. Inquisitive. Eager to learn or ask questions. The child's inquisitive nature led to many creative discoveries. Inquisitive students often perform better in interactive classrooms. He asked an inquisitive question that challenged the expert's view. Friend. Companion. A friend or someone who stays with you. The dog has been a loyal companion to the elderly man for years. She traveled with a trusted companion on her solo journey through Europe. A good book can be a comforting companion on a quiet night. Feeling. Sentiment. A feeling or emotion. The speech was filled with deep sentiment that moved the audience. Public sentiment shifted after the new environmental law was passed. She expressed her sentiment through a heartfelt letter. Dream. Aspiration. A strong desire to achieve something. His aspiration to become a doctor kept him focused throughout university. The young artist has great aspiration to exhibit her work internationally. Education remains a key aspiration for many underprivileged children. Reason. Justification. A good reason or explanation. The manager offered no clear justification for the sudden layoffs. There is little justification for increasing the budget without proven results. Her absence was fully justified by the medical certificate. Robot. Automaton. A machine that moves by itself or acts like a robot. The factory uses automatons to speed up the production line. He worked like an automaton, repeating the same task without emotion. The film featured a futuristic world ruled by emotionless automatons. Find. Discover. To find something for the first time. Scientists hope to discover a cure for the disease. He discovered an old letter hidden in the attic. Tourists love to discover local traditions when visiting new cultures. Journey. Expedition. A journey made for a special purpose. They organized an expedition to explore the Arctic region. The expedition was delayed due to severe weather conditions. The crew returned from the expedition with rare geological samples. Seek. Pursue. To follow or try to achieve something. She decided to pursue a career in environmental law. He continued to pursue his dream despite multiple failures. The athlete pursued victory with unstoppable determination. Uncover. Unearth. To discover something hidden. Archaeologists unearthed an ancient city beneath the desert sand. They unearthed shocking information during the investigation. The library helped me unearth rare documents for my research. Hide. Conceal. To hide something. She concealed her disappointment behind a polite smile. The thief tried to conceal the evidence before the police arrived. The secret was carefully concealed in a locked drawer. Enormous. Gigantic. Extremely large. The whale was a gigantic creature, dwarfing the nearby boat. They built a gigantic shopping mall on the outskirts of town. A gigantic wave crashed over the shore during the storm. Child. Offspring. A person's or animal's child or children. The bird feeds its offspring every morning before flying away. Elephants are known to protect their offspring fiercely. Many parents hope their offspring will have a better life than they did. Basically. Fundamentally. At the most basic level. She is fundamentally opposed to the new policy. The issue is fundamentally about fairness and access. Despite improvements, the system is still fundamentally flawed. Only. Merely. Only, just. He is merely a child and doesn't understand the situation. The product is not harmful, it's merely unpleasant to taste. They were merely following instructions from their supervisor. Fad. Trend. A general direction in which something is changing. There is a growing trend toward working from home. Fashion trends often reflect changes in culture. The trend in urban development now focuses on sustainability. Revolutionary. Groundbreaking. New and very important. The scientist received an award for her groundbreaking research. That documentary was groundbreaking in how it presented history. Their groundbreaking design changed the way modern homes are built. Lively. Exuberant. Very lively and full of energy. Her exuberant personality made her popular with both classmates and teachers. The children were exuberant as they ran through the playground. He gave an exuberant speech celebrating their victory. Cry. Lament. To express sadness or regret. The poet lamented the loss of his homeland. Many citizens lament the lack of affordable housing. She lamented the missed opportunity with a heavy heart. Leaves. Foliage. Leaves on trees and plants. The autumn foliage turned the park into a canvas of orange and gold. Dense foliage made it difficult to hike through the jungle. The garden is famous for its exotic flowers and rich foliage. Quick. Swift. Very fast or quick. The government issued a swift response to the crisis. She made a swift decision that saved the project. The cheetah is known for its swift movements. Brave. Courageous. Brave, not afraid to do something difficult. It was a courageous act to stand up for what she believed in. Firefighters are often praised for their courageous service. He made a courageous choice to leave a stable job and follow his passion. Picture. Portrait. A painting or photo of a person. The artist painted a stunning portrait of the Queen. A black and white portrait hung above the fireplace. Her portrait of the author captured both his intelligence and humor. Uncommon. Unique. One of a kind, different from everything else. Her unique vision helped the company create a product no one had seen before. The mountain offers a unique view that can't be found anywhere else in the region. His approach to solving problems is unique and often leads to faster results. Interesting. Intriguing. Very interesting or exciting. The documentary provided an intriguing look into the daily life of a remote tribe. Her intriguing research sparked a lively discussion among the professors. The plot was so intriguing that I couldn't stop reading until I finished the book. Very. Extremely. Very, to a very great degree. The weather in the desert can be extremely hot during the day. She was extremely pleased with the results of her hard work. It's extremely difficult to master a language without daily practice. Goal. Ambition. A strong desire to do or achieve something. His ambition to become a doctor kept him focused through years of study. The company's ambition is to lead the world in clean energy technology. Without ambition, even the most talented individuals may remain unnoticed. Share. Distribute. To give or spread something to many people. Volunteers helped distribute food to families affected by the flood. The teacher asked the students to distribute the survey to nearby residents. The charity distributes blankets to the homeless each winter. System. Framework. A structure or plan that helps organize or support. The government introduced a new legal framework for online businesses. This book provides a clear framework for understanding modern economics. We need a better framework to evaluate the effectiveness of this program. Actually. In fact. Actually, used to add surprising or true information. He looks young, in fact, he's already 50 years old. In fact, the problem is more serious than we initially thought. She wasn't late, in fact, she arrived 10 minutes early. Common. Ubiquitous. Found everywhere, very common. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in almost every part of the world. The company's logo is now ubiquitous across social media platforms. Coffee shops are ubiquitous in large cities, often just steps from one another. Really. Genuinely. Truly, in a real and sincere way. She was genuinely surprised by the kindness of the strangers. I genuinely believe that education can change lives. He looked genuinely disappointed when the project was cancelled. Fear. Phobia. A strong, unreasonable fear of something. She developed a phobia of flying after experiencing severe turbulence during a trip. His phobia of public speaking made it difficult for him to present his research. Even though it was just a small spider, his phobia triggered a full panic attack.